Good morning and welcome back to our final fabulous segment of CityLine. It's so fitting that we end this hour with opera, because you know how I feel about opera. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Noel Corin. Welcome back.
Thanks, Amanda. It's great to be here.
This is amazing that you're here because I don't get to see you enough. And oh, by the way, you are the Tacoma Opera General Director. I don't get to see you enough. I think last year I saw you, I know once, but I wanted more. And now it's only January 24th and I already have you in the studio.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to stalk you.
I'll be back in April.
Okay, good. You brought with you two fabulously beautiful, funny, charming, intellectually gifted people who happen to also be in the upcoming production of Lucretia. Laurel Submergent, you are Lucretia. You are it. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you here. And you are, I'm going to let it out of the bag right now. These two are Tacoma homegrown, aren't they? So you lived in Tacoma during your, I think, was it junior high, high school?
Elementary school, junior high.
Okay,
high school,
where did you go to junior high?
Same, Charles Wright.
Way to go, sister.
All the way through.
I love that. And this man, who is very, very funny, Mr. Brendan Toohey, you are also with Lucretia, just recently back from China where people stalked you.
Yes.
Because we wish we could have you stand up. How tall are you?
6'5".
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm sure they just were taking out tickets to see you.
Yeah. It was the funniest, yeah.
Tell us the funny story real quick.
Oh, so the funniest things that were happening usually was it involved me being on a train of some sort and people like leaning over next to me like I wasn't aware of what was happening at all. And they would lean over and try to take selfies of me with them. It was comical, but the little kids' faces when I walked by, just the sheer amazement
Yes.
and awe of what was happening.
You belong in Pixar.
That's
Those
right.
things happen on the streets of China.
That's
Someone
right.
like
Yeah.
you. Oh,
Absolutely.
And promise me you're going to check YouTube when we finish.
Oh yeah, I will.
You're
Absolutely.
probably out.
I know.
I love that. Well, first off, Noel,
Yes.
Why did you pick this opera and what is it about before I mess with these two some more?
Well, to answer the first question,
Yes.
as always, there's a myriad of reasons that when you pick an opera. Last season, we did 3 very popular, big, traditional operas, and so this season and last season was our 50th anniversary. I have to add, it was a great season. But this year we wanted to go completely the other direction, so we're doing 3 very small operas, intimate operas, and in the winter slot we're doing the Rape of Lucretia. It's an incredible opera, very timely and very controversial in many ways. Yes. So I chose it because, first of all, I absolutely love Benjamin Britten as a composer. I've done a number of his operas in the past, performed in his operas. They're just amazing. And this town really hasn't seen enough Benjamin Britten, hardly any. And it's such an important work that it was written in 1946. And
It's new.
it's relatively new.
I'm like, wow.
Relatively new. It's a chamber work. It's perfect for the theater on the square, which only seats 300 people. So the audience is
intimate.
just right in their faces, and the players are in the audience faces. So it's a great thing that way. But the story is what is really so compelling. The story is based on actually supposedly a true story from the Roman era, and it was a very important story. It was about an Etruscan prince that actually raped a Roman noblewoman, and it caused such a riotous situation that it moved the Roman kingdom to a republic.
Oh,
So it
wow.
really had a huge impact on the Roman history, on the Roman Republic. And but it's more than that. In a timely way, it's about sexual abuse.
Yes,
It's
it is.
about and we didn't plan it this way, but the Me Too movement came up
There it is.
just after we announced that we were going to be doing Rape of Lucretia.
Yes.
And it is so timely. It is so important. and so crucial that we talk about this at this time. And
Absolutely.
these two people right here are perfect for the production.
So all right, you two. It's now become the Laurel and Brandon show, and we'll come back to Mr.
So I go get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, go get your coffee. You can fall asleep. Don't snore. Let's talk with you two here. So first off, all title aside, this is hefty. This is big. This is serious. This is not Carmen. There's no make-believe here. Given that I just put this out there for both of you, how has growing up in Tacoma prepared you for opera, but also for this opera?
Well, I got my start actually with Tacoma Opera when I was a junior in high school. I was in the chorus of Tosca. It was my first operatic experience ever. And I totally fell in love with it.
That was the first Tacoma opera I ever saw was Tosca.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no
Yes,
way.
and we had her here and she actually sang for us.
Oh,
my God.
and she's phenomenal.
She's
She's actually
wonderful.
the reason that I'm an opera
Her
singer.
voice.
Yeah,
Sing it.
Stella Zimbalist.
Stella, and we got to watch.
Yeah.
She even told us the secret about jumping, and there was a mattress below.
Yes.
And, yes. So okay, so you were.
I was in the chorus. How funny. You saw me
fun.
back then.
I did. Okay, when you were a junior in high school.
I was in high school.
I
Yeah.
love that. So was that when you were bit? If you were bit by this?
Pretty much. I mean, I was taking private voice lessons at that point. I always really loved singing. I was in the Tacoma Youth Chorus growing up, and that was really what solidified my love for singing.
Look at you, Missy.
Oh, my headshot.
That's a great headshot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that. It was Stella Zimbalist, and I'll never forget when Scarpia throws her to the floor, and it's so dramatic. And then she starts singing her famous aria Visi d'arte out of nowhere.
Yep.
And I remember I was sitting in the audience alone. It was one of our final dress rehearsals, and the chorus had been released at that point. But I didn't know how the opera ended. And so I thought, no, I was very green. And so I thought, I'm going to watch the rest of this opera. And I was sitting in the audience, and I just burst into tears as soon as she started singing that aria. And I thought, I want to do that with my life. I want to move people like that.
And let's also mention, because I remember this because I saw it, was that she sang that aria on her stomach the
Yes.
whole time. And she just laid there.
See, and
because
even you remember
I
that. It's
remember
so
going,
interesting.
how on earth are you singing this right now when you are laying and squishing your instrument? Unbelievable. So, okay, so Brandon, for you, what was your foray into opera that's kind of here in Tacoma?
Tacoma Opera. Tacoma Opera was my. So the first opera I was ever in was A Mall and the Night Visitors. I was in the children's chorus.
Oh, I love that.
I think I was probably 9 or 10 at the time, and then I did Carmen. I did the children's chorus of Carmen, and yeah, that was kind of where. But my parents are always very. We went to Tacoma Opera performances all the time, and I kind of grew up going to the theater, watching the Tacoma greats. So.
Oh, and here we have another great shot here. Oh my goodness. So for both of you, what type of training have you received? And Brandon, I'll start with you.
So I went to University of Washington in Seattle for my undergrad. Go Dogs. And then I went to CCM, the conservatory in Cincinnati, for my master's. And then I worked with the Portland Opera in their Young Artist program, and then the Houston Grand Opera Studio program also.
And now we got you back.
And now I'm back.
This is so amazing. And Laurel, for you, give us a kind of a trajectory of your education.
Yeah, I did my undergrad at USC in LA, and then moved on to University of North Texas for my master's degree.
Nice.
And then after that, I moved to Chicago for a year to try and transition into auditions and things like that, and ended up in the Pittsburgh Opera Resident Artist Program for 2 years. And actually, I now am based in Pittsburgh and decided to make that my home now. So my folks still live here. I'm here all the time.
We got you back just for a little
Tacoma,
bit, but that's
Tacoma
okay.
is still home.
Yay.
But Pittsburgh is where I live now.
So for you, how did you prepare for this role? This is not an easy role.
It's not. It's really difficult. And we were just talking about how I felt really good about the fact that I was kind of separating myself emotionally from this for a while, because it's really heavy material, and it's not easy to approach something like this. But the last few rehearsals have been really rough, actually. It's hard getting into that mindset. But Benjamin Britten wrote it so beautifully, and our director, Linda, is doing such a beautiful job with it in really respecting the story and respecting these characters. But, you know, it all starts with the text, and it's such gorgeous text that he wrote too. But it's not an easy task. It really isn't preparing for something like this.
And what's it like for you, Brandon, to be in the chorus, a male, and dealing with this subject matter?
I'm not in the chorus, I'm the male chorus.
You are the male chorus.
So it's like a Greek tragedy. It's
Yeah.
like-
Oh, I love that. So you're one that represents many.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And the way Benjamin Britten wrote our part, so there's a male chorus and a female chorus. And so I kind of tell the story of the men's parts, and
narrator.
then the female chorus gives us the mindset of more of the women's parts. But it's a really interesting role how he wrote it, because you can hear in the music and hear in the text that we get very emotionally involved in what's happening. And sometimes it almost seems like we're the driving force behind these actions. And so it's a really interesting back and forth that we have to play.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say, of course, we never have enough time. Our time has come to an end. So we have been showing the website. Give us the dates real quick here, Mr.
The
Neal.
dates are, we have a preview on February 1st.
Okay.
Opens on the 3rd of
Okay.
February, and then we have 2 more performances on the 10th and the 12th.
Excellent. Wonderful.
8th and 10th.
8th and 10th, sorry.
There we go. Lucretia, go see it. Get tickets. Age restriction.
No age restriction, but I just want to, even though it's very serious, it is one of the most moving and bring tear to your eyes
And
operas.
hope.
It's a very
It's very hopeful.
and an important night at the opera.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a great show.
All three of you for being here. Thank you so much. All right. Well, like I said, let's go out with a bang. That wraps up another great segment of CityLine. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some good things to think about in this last hour, so please go out there, be a part of the tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at CityLine. Take care.